Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Friday. All right, guys. Well, it's Friday, which means we're getting ready for the weekend. But before we get ready for the weekend, we got a lot of Bravo drama to cover. That's just kind of how these things work, you know? So we're going to jump into the Real Housewives of Miami of it all. But before we do, if you guys have not already, go ahead, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, definitely get subscribed. And yeah, welcome back to Up and Adam Channel 2, where we also have Love Island Games. The recap is up now. And today we did members only. We did Hot Messy Topics. We were just like nonstop. And now we're still going. Here we go. All right, guys. So Alexia and Marisol, this one was interesting. They're pretty much reacting to the fact that Lisa and Jody gave a separate bedroom confession. Now, the confession was that they sometimes sleep in separate bedrooms, but this came on episode 14, where Jody said that fights and attacks in their relationship lead them to sleep apart at times. And Alexia said she appreciated the honesty. She said she liked that Jody was being honest, and she acknowledged that the reveal was a little bit too much for public airing, but it felt sincere, and that's what matters. And she also added that many couples have issues and don't always sleep together, but there's still a lot of love. Now, regarding Marisol's reaction, she said that she hopes that they figure out all of this and they get back in the same bedroom, but she admitted perhaps sleeping separate is occasional, maybe once in a while, and she likes Jody for Lisa. And I think that they're both being really, really positive about this. So, hey, what are you going to say? You know what I'm saying? What are you going to say about it? But the next thing that I wanted to bring up was this. Hold on. I'm going to just bring up this like little post. Da-da-da. All right, thank you to the Real Housewives Zone. People are running wild with this, wondering if Alexia is leaving the Real Housewives of Miami. And that is not what I took from this, but it says, Miami, you've seen it all. My truth, my struggles, my heart. Tonight we close this chapter, and I just want to say thank you for every message, every hug, and every ounce of love. Now, this was ahead of the season 7's finale, but she posted this on Instagram, and I think it was the phrase close this chapter that raised a lot of speculation about maybe whether or not she'd be departing rather than continuing from the franchise. But fans asked if she would return, and she didn't publicly confirm or deny. Now, her ex-husband Todd has opposed Bravo and criticized production behind the scenes, and their relationship right now I think is still complex. But I think that for Alexia, I don't think there's a world where Alexia is going to give up the Real Housewives of Miami for Todd. And I think that that would be really stupid anyways. Like, I understand giving up something for love, yes. But I don't think that you should give up your career. And he met you when you were already a housewife. So why would you have to walk away from that? And I get that he has certain feelings about the show. And Alexia has been very vocal about him on the show. And he could have given her an ultimatum saying, like, listen, at the end of the day, it's me or the show. That very much so could have been a part of it. I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think. Pop off and let me know. But speaking of which, we also had this.
Stephanie came into the group and she befriended Adriana only because Marisol had told her she asked her, who should I be careful about in the group? And Marisol, this was off camera before she started filming, and Marisol said, Adriana. And Stephanie, instead of taking that information and keeping it to herself, she went and did a lunch, invited Adriana to lunch, and kind of like cut a deal with her behind the scene. And said, listen, Marisol told me all the stuff about you. I'm not going to believe it. I'm going to give you a chance. Larsa told us that Stephanie and Adriana had lunch off camera.
I don't
Adriana
like
turned
that.
down Marissa. I don't like that either.
I don't like that either. I don't think it's fair.
Stephanie came into the group.
Okay. Well, there you have it. I mean, the two T's in a pod, they know how to get the shit. But since we're talking about Bravo stuff, I also saw this where Ali Luber confirmed that her podcast, Starstruck, is not continuing due to low numbers. Somewhere I feel like James Kennedy is definitely celebrating this. I mean, I don't know that to be a fact, but he's probably like, look, I knew it. You couldn't go on, you couldn't live, and you couldn't work without me. Here we are. But this is what she said.
My podcast was it like that little season that I had wrapped, but it's not getting picked back up. We're not.
Why?
I know.
Was it just like a limited run?
No, it was supposed to go, but it was just expensive to make. My team was amazing. I'm still kind of working with the team. I'm gonna go and do some resident astrology stuff for their true crime podcast. But the team was doing everything, kind of the production, editing, and it was just a lot to make. And I don't think the numbers were there, truthfully. I don't think. But that's okay. And then my podcast was
that sucks. But listen, at the end of the day, it's one of those things where if it was easy, everybody would do it. Everybody thinks hey, let's start a podcast. Hey, let's do YouTube. Hey, let's create a platform. Let's do social media. I think it's 10 times harder than what people understand it to be. And at least this is what I kind of equate it to in this situation. At least you're being honest about it and you're just letting everybody know. I think it was because of the numbers. It's like when a housewife leaves and they're like, I'm going in a different direction and that's not the way that I want to go. But then, you had somebody like Teddy Mellencamp who was like, I'm not going to sit here and feed you guys bullshit. To say that I wanted to leave. I didn't. I was fired from the show. And I have 10 times more respect for people who are just honest about, I was fired from the show. I don't know. It's all relevant to me, or relative, I guess. But anyways, guys, don't forget, again, we posted today what we did. It was an hour and 10 minutes. Hot Messy Topics on channel 1. We also did a members only live. That was 40 minutes with Gelsey after. That was so much fun. And then, of course, there's Love Island Games, the recap on Up and Adam channel 2. So go check it all out. I love you guys, and we'll see you later. Happy Friday.